joining us, we have Kathryn Pope, and she is here to talk with us about KS Professional Computer Solutions. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, we talked with you a while back about your photography business, but today we're going to learn a little bit about this computer solutions service. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, let's see. It started about 7 years ago, and we do website work, we do custom software. We help businesses decide what their needs might be, if they're a startup or if they're trying to do a new POS system or anything to help improve their business basically, or grow their business. We also do the occasional tech work. If you drop your computer off at our office, we'll do virus cleanups or consultations, or gosh, I opened this email and everything went funky at that point. But that's pretty much what we do. The websites would be the biggest part. We also help with branding. If we do your website, obviously we have your colors, we've got your logo, so we do logo design. We'll do ad designs and help you build that brand or that consistency.
Nice. How did you get involved in something like this? Why did you think this is what I want to do?
Well, my degree is in computer science, and I was teaching at ASU and kind of doing this on the side. People would, ask, hey, oh, you do that? Gosh, I really need this. And started doing it, and it just kind of got bigger and bigger. And eventually I was like, this might be it. I mean, be your own boss, make your own hours. And it is, gosh, now we have about 7 or 8 wonderful employees, and I get to sit back and let them do the hours. I'm kidding. There's still tons of work there, but no, it just kind of grew out of that, and I just enjoy it. Also, working with a different business all the time. I mean, I might be doing a pet store today, and I might be doing a membership site tomorrow, or a reservation system, or it's not the same thing every day, which if you have a computer science degree, it could be a lot of what you do.
Yes. Well, I am kind of dumb when it comes to computers, so I'm glad that there's a business like yours that can help me with all of my problems, because technology seems to just not like me. And I talk to it, and it doesn't seem to cooperate.
Just one of those people who's yelling at her computer.
Yes, I am. I am. So now, on a normal website that you're building, how long does that normally typically take you?
It depends. There's a lot of different types. We do custom websites. So it's, let's say you're a new business and you just want an informational site. That's just, this is how you contact us. This is a little bit about what we do. This is our location. Maybe just a couple galleries of images or something like that. Those we can usually turn around in 1 to 2 weeks. It depends on how quick the customer gets back to us. Like, do you have a logo? Oh gosh, we might need to design a logo. Let's start with, if you're making one, we might as well make it all consistent.
Right.
If you have a logo and you know what your name is for your website, like picking it out, the domain name, it can go pretty quickly, usually a week, maybe 2. Sometimes it takes a little longer if we're developing some other stuff, or you're waiting for your, the new location, or the services to be repriced, or something like that.
Right.
If you want something custom, it kind of varies. Let's say you want a reservation system. You do rentals up here, and you want a place where people can, look at the rental houses, see the availability, check out with it, a place on the back end where you can manage customers and load new properties, or maybe even something on the back end that splits like what the owner of the house gets versus what your management company gets. That obviously can take, 1 to 2 months, or even longer depending on how big that project gets.
Right.
So it kind of depends on the websites. We have some that have been 6 or 7 months to build, like really big systems.
Right.
But typically your average website is usually within a month, sometimes a couple weeks. It just kind of depends on what you're in the market for.
Very cool. Now, when people come in, do they typically have a set idea, this is what I want, or do they come in and just kind of tell you, I need a website for my business?
Generally, it's I need a website. Generally, they come in and they're say, I need a website, or we have a website. This guy did it this one time. We're not sure who he was. He left town, or the student did this one time and they graduated.
Yes.
We don't know how to do anything on it. We're not sure where it is, but it's still up there. We get that a lot too. And so we usually sit down and we have a consultation, and we say, well, what do you want out of the website, and what do you want the person to do? And sometimes we even come up with stuff like, say, you just want information, and we're like, well, gosh, why don't we do a gallery? Or how about live chat? Do you have people that are sitting at the front desk? They could be talking to people if they have immediate questions. Or you want something to list your featured properties, or you want something to pull your MLS records, or, you know, it's one of those things where when we sit down and start talking about what your business does, sometimes we can usually suggest things the client never even thought of that might really make their website interesting, or, you know, things that'll help speed up the process without them even realizing it.
Right, and that's always probably helpful, because if I was coming in and saying, I would be one of those people, I want a website, but I'm not real sure what I want, and you guys being able to give some ideas kind of helps you think about exactly what you want. So
Definitely.
that is a great thing, great customer service right there.
Yeah, one of the things with our websites is generally we've written most of our own software. So some websites you get things like WordPress or Joomla, and they're free and they're out there, and there's tons of things going on with them. They do tend to get hacked a little more often because, you know, they are open source, and we have some of our own custom software. If you start out with it, we can build on it. So if you do an informational website and then next year you're like, gosh, I really wish we had this, we can build it and put it on without having to redesign everything. So you can keep adding stuff on or building it up to be what you want. Or sometimes with new businesses, it helps you know, spread out the costs. Like, I just need something up, and then, hey, we're doing really well, why don't we do online registration for appointments, so, you know, it cuts down on how much my secretary's on the phone, or things like that.
So you can build, once you've got something, you guys can actually build to that.
Yes, we can. Just about anything you can think of, we can build it. We've done some really crazy, intricate stuff. If we haven't been stumped yet, but you know, there's always a point, so I don't want to throw that out there.
Now, as far as the logo design and all of the graphic side of things go, is that difficult to do? And again, do people have an idea of what they want, or?
It can be, it can go both ways. Sometimes people know exactly what they want. They talk to a designer and it goes very smoothly, and we have a logo very quickly. Or same with ads. They're like, gosh, I want an ad, I want this product on it, I want 25% off, I want this, this, and this on it.
Right.
Easy. Sometimes they'll have a picture in their mind, but they have a lot of trouble conveying it, so it takes a few iterations to get it.
Right.
And sometimes they're looking for a specific look. We have 3 graphic designers on staff, all with degrees. So it's one of those things where they might work with one designer, but this designer's more modern, clean lines, but what they want is like the grunge factor, or I'm sorry, I'm using like very fluffy words, as the designer would say, these are not concrete things. But so sometimes, like, if the first one's completely off base or not quite what they're going for, they might decide to try one of the other designers. So, you know, get a logo from this one and a logo from this one and decide who to work with. Sometimes it takes a few months, and sometimes it takes like just 2 or 3 days. It depends on communication, it depends on how clear their picture is, and also what they're using the logo for. Logo design's tricky. You want something that won't cost you a fortune to print for the rest of your business's life. I mean, that's one thing.
Right.
You want something that looks good on a billboard, a t-shirt, a to-go box, a car, you know, you really got to think of all the media. So just because you love a design may not be the best if you can never put it on a shirt, or, you know.
Right.
So sometimes logos also have like the logo and then the clean logo version, or the Facebook version, or the, you know. So it varies a lot. Basically, that's the bottom line.
Right. So simple, but get your point across.
Yes, that's always the main goal.
Right.
Now, as far as the tech services side, this is the part I would really need, because when something goes wrong with my computer, I don't have a clue to where to even begin. So tell us a little bit about that side of the business.
Well, we don't do off-site tech calls. We used to, but it's just one of those things where with the driving and Boone and all the different locations, we now do drop-off. What we ask is that you take whatever it is, whether it's a laptop or a desktop computer, unplug everything. We just want the box, and you just bring it in, and we do a tech sheet, and we, you know, get whatever's going wrong, and we do a cleanup usually. We can do speed up things where it's just clean it up, get anything you're not using off of there. It might involve a few phone calls. Are you using this? Have you ever heard of this? It doesn't look like you are, you know, to try to make it a little faster. And sometimes it takes RAM. Surprisingly, RAM will do a lot for your computer, and it's like, you know, $30, $40 for RAM now. So you get that, you put it in there, and suddenly it's twice as fast without us doing anything. Also, we do virus cleanup. If you think you have something that's malicious, you can drop it off, and it might take 1 or 2 days depending on how many times we have to scan it and do things, but it's there. One thing we don't do is we don't fix motherboards anymore. So if your power supply thing pops right off, if you have spilt coffee in the middle of it and saw smoke come up. We don't do that. We used to, but now they're so intricate, you just can't solder on the board very easily. So we kind of just moved away from that.
Gotcha.
On a typical day, what do people normally come in? What kind of problems? What's the most popular, I guess I'm trying to say?
Probably virus removal.
Okay.
They opened an email, or suddenly they have all these pop-ups that keep trying to, hey, buy this, hey, do this, or gosh, you have a virus.
Right.
Just give us your credit card number, we'll fix it.
Yeah.
Never do that. If something you don't know just pops up and says, give your credit card number and we'll fix whatever's wrong with your computer, and you don't even know what it is, please don't give them your credit card information. Just don't do it. Usually that's it though, virus removal, or occasionally they've downloaded a toolbar, which is, the little things at the top of your browser, like Internet Explorer or something, and it's gotten really slow or junky, or it's making it's not actually a virus, but it might as well be because it's driving them up the wall.
Right.
And we can get rid of that or figure out what it is. But those are the most common.
Okay.
All right, well, lots of things that you guys do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what are your hours?
We're open 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. We have limited Saturday hours. Basically, if we're there, we'll have the open sign flipped. Generally, we all work, various jobs. Like, say we have a really big project, pretty much all the staff has a key. So they'll come in and they might be working after hours, or they might work on Saturday. If we're there, the sign's flipped on Saturdays. Otherwise, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. You can call, you can stop by. Someone's always there to help you.
And where are you guys located?
We're located, if you turn up Bojangles, it's the second building on your left. It's 2-story blue-gray, 159 Winklers Creek Road.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for coming in to talk with us. It sounds like you've got 2 great businesses under your belt, lots of great things for people here in the community to come and check out.
Well, thank you for having me. It's been wonderful.
Absolutely. And we will be back right after these messages with more of the Mountain Television Network.